Hello, this is Beth. This is Saturday the 13th of May in Plymouth, UK. Just wanted to come on today and have a little chat spiritually, have a look at what's going on with things in the world, spiritually, and so on. Um, Let me see what's been going on. Right, well, it's May. We've had some fabulous May Day celebrations over here. We have had the local council elections on the 4th of May, so we now have a new council leader. Mainly, I think, as a result of the palaver that went on with the tree felling a couple of months ago. On Saturday, the 6th of May, last Saturday, King Charles and Queen Camilla were crowned. So we now have a new king and queen on the throne properly, now that they've been crowned and anointed. What else do we have? Oh, yes, today, Eurovision Song Contest. So I'll be watching that later. Okay, excellent. I do love the Eurovision Song Contest, so brilliant. What else has been going on? Right, okay, interestingly enough, I gained a new deck of cards the other day, which is this one, Oracle of the Crystal Skulls deck by Patrice Marty. These are excellent. I do have the other ones. Was it? Yeah, Wisdom of the Crystal Skulls Oracle cards, which are the ones that I usually use. The other ones are by Clea Gompels and Ter Andromeda, okay? And they came from the Hen Shop in Avebury. But these ones are a very different lady. And these are totally interesting as well. These ones also have like the very famous crystal skulls. Like, let me show you some. Synergy. It's one of my favourites. He's one of the famous ones, the big famous ones around the world that we hear about quite a lot. We have E.T. There we go. We also have the gorgeous Max, which is, his guardian is Joanne Parks, and she obviously travels around with him. People sit with him, experience things, meditate with him, etc. We also have, so I'm not going to go on forever. I'll show you this one. The British Museum Crystal Skull. So that's another famous one. And apparently this one is the most popular postcard they sell up in London in the British Museum. British Museum. So there we go. So that one is really popular and very, very famous. Okay. Right, also within that deck, we have some very interesting crystal skulls. There's a lot that I have never heard of at all. But we also have a couple of other interesting ones, such as, listen to this one, Darth Vader. Does look a bit like him, doesn't he? So there we go. We also have an Aztec crystal skull. But you can see from the carvings, very Aztec. Not sure I would say that's maybe like a really original one, but hey, who knows? We don't know, do we? Let me see. These are good. Namaskar. See, the thing is with they're like embellished with the beads. There's another one here, similar. Apsara Hong. Sounds very Chinese to me, that one. And the one I find most interesting is the Son of Tibet, which I want to do a bit more work with actually a bit later, mainly because he's so fascinating. Very, a lot of golden energy, but he does look a bit creepy. So, okay. Anyway, so we have these ones. Now, while I was looking through these cards, and it's quite a big deck this as well, there's quite a few cards in there, I came across this guy, Telosian. Now, Telosian was quite fascinating. I'd never heard of the Telosians before. So I did a bit of Googling and a bit of research. And what I found with him is that there is actually a strong connection between Telosians and a city that I'd never heard of, or wasn't aware I'd heard of, called Telos. And Telos is apparently a city, a very advanced city, well, a very spiritually evolved city, that's apparently supposed to be a mile beneath Mount Shasta in California. Now, from what I've heard before, Mount Shasta is a very special place, and a lot of the ascended masters apparently have been sighted there. People experience all sorts of strange things and visions, etc., around that mount. So to hear that we have a civilization which is thought to be an ancient Lemurian civilization that is thought to exist about a mile underneath Mount Shasta is quite fascinating, but also not that surprising in a way. It is thought that apparently there's supposed to be about 1.5 million citizens that live within that city. They are very similar to us humans that live on the surface, except they are taller and broader. They also have abilities like very telepathic, very much connected with the oneness of all that is. They also have knowledge of technology and how to work with the physical realms in an energetic way that we don't have as yet as a mass. I mean, what I'm talking about with this is, I mean, they can use their energy to overcome matter and things. So like levitation, bilocation, altering space and time, all these sorts of things that humans are said to have originally had once, many millennia ago. But now it is thought that as we go into the higher dimensions, into the fourth and maybe even fifth dimension, which is what we're aiming for, we will develop these abilities again, and a lot of knowledge will come out of Telos to us. We will have more connection with these beings. Now it's interesting, I've always had a fascination anyway with the beings at the centre of the earth. I remember reading a book about 20 years ago, which I have here. Now, pick this one up second hand about 20 odd years ago. Decoding Destiny by Tanis Helliwell. It's quite an old-fashioned book, the way it's written, but if you look through, there's a really good few chapters in here, really good. And there is a chapter on the beings at the centre of the earth. Now, one of the things that stuck out when I read that, and I've just reread it again after quite a few years, is how it talks about many of the beings at the centre of the earth are in a negative polarity. So it's like, that's why a lot of the time if we dig down, we do not find these civilizations. Because they're in a different polarity to us. We here, as physical humans, are in a positive polarity. But a lot of the beings underneath the earth are in what's known as a negative polarity. I have to say, I do not totally, fully understand this concept, and I'm sure there are people that do. But it means that we will not physically see these guys with our eyes if we went down and had a look. There's thought to be a lot of civilizations under the earth, either hidden away in places that are hard to see or find, or in another polarity, or even in a higher dimension. So it's very varied. I mean, the reptilian nations or races down there, or cities, are some of the most famous ones. And most of those would be in the actual physical. So they just stay out of the way, okay, for various reasons. But there are other beings. Telos, the city Telos here that I'm talking about, though, underneath Mount Shasta, apparently has a sister city, is it Catharia, which is underneath the Aegean Sea, apparently. So it's not the only city that's on that sort of like vibrational wavelength. Now, that city, Telos, is thought to be overseen by an ascended master that until a few months ago I'd never really heard of. I'm going to show you this. This chap is called Adama. Okay, so Adama here is basically an ascended master, and you can see in the background around here, that, as far as I can see, is Mount Shasta. So it's very much talking about him. He's very much the ascended master that oversees the Telosians that live in Telos. So he is a being that we can also connect with if we wanted to. Interestingly enough, he works with a lot of knowledge and wisdom from the order of Melchizedek. Again, another one I'm fascinated with. Melchizedek is like the Melchizedek of old that they talk about in the Bible. Another great ascended master, very spiritually aware, connected with sacred geometry and all sorts of things, mathematical things, etc. So like Melchizedek, he is here. I'll show you him. There we go. Just had to do that. There he is. So it's showing you that he's got a very strong connection with sacred geometry and arithmetic and all sorts of those sorts of things. Again, altering space and time, opening portals to other dimensions. So in many ways, opening ways that we can communicate with the other dimensions and beings in other places. So anyway, but yeah, coming back to Adama, he seems very kind, very gentle, the master teacher. Apparently the Telosians on the whole are on a much higher frequency than us anyway. So they act as spiritual teachers. They will be different. That's not everyone. You know, I'm not saying everyone there is a total spiritual teacher. They're all totally advanced. I mean, they are aware. Some are very educated. They study all sorts of different disciplines. But like, I'm going to do a bit more research into that and find out more. Because at a later date, which hopefully won't be too far away, I am going to do a YouTube video where I'm going to look at more of the beings at the centre of the earth and also Telos and all that type of thing, and pop it into, yes, I'll pop it up so we can all see. Anyway, this is Adama. Right, Now, before I waffle on forever, because I could do so, what I'm going to do is do a reading. Okay, so I want to have a look at what's going on generally. What should we use? Right, let's use these cards. Now, I'm going to have to sort of be really open with these cards because I haven't gone through each one and meditated with each one in great detail to find out all the information. But to be honest, I don't really need too many ways. I've been working with crystals, cards and skulls, crystal skulls for so many years that I'm just going to use my intuition. So what we're going to do now, or I'm going to do, is draw 3 cards from this new deck that I'm talking about, and we'll have a look at generally what's going on at the moment. Obviously you've got my guys here, Antoinette and Mantis, I mentioned earlier. So let's do this now. Right, lovely. I also have, I'll make sure I've got them all here, my Bowie cards, my beautiful Starman cards as well. So I'll get those out in a minute as well, have a look at those. Let's see what's going on. Now, a lot of this is opening things up to the universe so that we can see or be inspired from what comes through. I'm not going into this with a set plan. I'm just going with what comes through, and I will follow that through. As I do so, I am sort of tuning in and channeling as well. So hopefully I'm connecting with some really great beings up there, which will be with me now. And this is what we're going to do. Right, so, okay. So what we're doing is, it's like I said, Saturday the May the 13th. We're almost halfway through May. And I'm going to draw 3 cards for now in general. And this is a general thing, okay? So if it resonates with you, then excellent. If not, then that's totally fine as well, because we're all different and maybe there's other things that you need to know. So let's go for it. First card, immediate past. Middle card, what's going on now? I get a really warm feeling about this, by the way, as well. These guys are lovely. Right. Next card, coming up next. There we are. So that's the immediate future. So let's see who we have here. Ooh, immediate past. We have Darth Vader. Okay. Central card, we have Bob. Right, crystal skull, very quartz crystal skull. Not looking that different from Darth Vader. So I would say that's very much to do with transformation and change, but we'll go through some more detail in a second. Third card, one I do not know and quite different, is Zar, Z-A-R. Okay, right, so let's have a look. Let's pull these out. First card, Darth Vader. We looked at him earlier. Looks like black obsidian, so he's carved from black obsidian. Very dark, deep, mysterious protection. So there's a lot going on here with that card within inside us. All right. We're coming out of a darker phase of the year, a phase where we've been taken well within. And I think with a lot of what's been going on recently, you know, across the planet, with a lot of healing, a lot of dark stuff coming to the surface, a lot of frightening things. It seems that like in the last 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of people have passed. So they've passed from this realm into the spirit world, basically died, but yeah, so they've passed into the world of spirit. So that is very much connected to that, and it's bringing up a lot of grief, and like a lot of healing is going to be needed, sort of thing. A lot of good energy brought in, but you know, this is Darth Vader, so we'll stick with that for a second. Okay, central card now, quite interesting. It goes from the dark one to Bob. Now Bob, straightforward name. Okay, he's also very light and golden, unlike Darth Vader. So he's much brighter and much more open. It's like today is very much like it's been for the last couple of days. Much more sunny over here. At last, after a really long winter, lots of wind and rain and freezing cold, things are starting to lighten up a bit here in the UK, or at least down here in Devon. So the sun is coming out. Things are starting to clear up a bit more. The light is shining, which is really good. And his name is Bob, which is much more friendly as well, rather than like the scary Darth Vader and like what's going on next. This chap's much more friendly. It's like a time to sort of relax a bit more, maybe enjoy life, get out in the sun, do things like that. Information is coming through quite closely. And like I said, a period of change going on with us all. Now, possibly the most interesting card of these 3 is Zar. Firstly, I haven't really come across Zar before. Look at his face though. Unlike the other 2, which are tall and slim and very similar, Zar is a lot wider. He has a lot wider eye sockets. His eyes are larger. His eye sockets are larger. His head is wider. What else have we got? He has a very ancient feel. He looks like, almost like Golden Healer, but basically quite an ancient feel. And this guy looks very much like he's looking into your soul. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on over the summer. I don't think we're going to have a straightforward, easy summer automatically. It's not all of a sudden going to be flowers and sunshine. Everybody's singing and dancing and happy. Right, I think I'll have to do a bit more work with this one later. Now, Zara, interestingly enough, this card is not saying the summer's going to be bad, but what I'm saying is there's a lot going on at the moment with the energy, so we're clearing a lot of stuff. So we're probably going to have a lot more work to do now. Now that a lot of things have been ending in the last few months, we're going into what feels like a much warmer and happier and more friendly phase, but there is still more work to do. That's what he's saying. And in fact, a lot more knowledge is going to be coming to the surface, and it's almost like he's really intense, this guy. Right, I'm going to do something now I never do, which is look at the book. Okay, so I'm going to do that quickly so that I can tell you briefly, where is he? Here we go. What this card is a little bit more about, because if we can see what Zara is up to here. Where is he? So you can never get them when you want to, can you? There he is, right at the back. Now, interestingly, Zara is the last card in the whole of this deck. Right, universal healing, receiving, emitting, amplifying. Yep, get that. That's what quartz usually does. Realigns subtle bodies, wakens consciousness. Right, that's interesting. Helps develop concentration, intuition, telepathy, visualization, clairvoyance, and wisdom. This chap comes from the Pleiades. It would have been carved from alien quartz, if not regular quartz. Okay. He came here 4 million years ago as a gift from a mysterious group. Zara's personality is calm, very wise, and unpretentious. Zara is a specialist in the spectrum of human emotions. He can help you stabilize other people's emotions, and Zara loves flowers. Okay, so this chappie then, Zara, is a very powerful being. He's ancient, like I thought anyway. Helps to open our consciousness and awareness. So basically what we're talking about here is he is very much opening us up even more. There is going to be a lot more information coming through about the true nature of our reality in the next few weeks and months. A lot of this is not going to be welcome for a lot of people, because it probably touches some nerves that they're going to need to have to look at. There's also going to need to be a lot more healing. But this guy doesn't give up. You know what I mean? He keeps on going, and he's a toughie. He's been around a long time, and he's going to stay around a long time. And he's very much helping with our ascension at the moment. And I do feel a strong connection with him and a Dharma coming in at the moment. Don't really know why. Let's have a look at them together. Oops, let's do it this way. So there is something similar about their facial structures there. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Maybe we should look at that in another one, in another video, YouTube here. So, okay, anyway, let's move on from that, because we could be here for hours. Right, okay, so lovely. Just a brief recap then. A lot of darkness has been going on. We've lost a lot of people recently. Things coming to the surface aren't very nice. A tough winter. With Bob, we now have the sun coming out. Things are much brightening up a lot more. Things are more friendly. People having fun. Got the Eurovision Song Contest. Much better. But we're not out of the woods yet, because Zara is coming in. His energy is coming in. He's already here. But we're going to be becoming a lot more aware of what really is going on. A lot of healing within. And sort of pushing through those tougher things. We're not out of the woods at all. We're actually just moving into the next phase. But this phase will be slightly easier for us to work through. And, well, at least for most of us anyway, hopefully. And if you're tough and you work through this, you will reap the rewards. Okay? So keep on going. That's a really positive chap. Okay. Now, let's have a quick look at the Bowie cards, because I'm well aware we're coming up to like 20 minutes here. We'll just do a couple, I think. We'll just do one or two. Let's have a look. The reason why I'm doing this is because obviously these beautiful Starman cards, produced by David DeAngelis and his wife, are, again, very extraterrestrial. They're very colourful, they're bright, and they sort of like come up with information that is totally interesting that you cannot foresee. So let's have another brief look. This is going to be brief, okay, because, like I said, time whizzes on. Let's have a look. First card, the Star, light at the end of the tunnel. Second card, the Six of Cups. Very nice, good things at the moment. And then the third one is the Two of Cups. Again, that one is suggesting similar to Tsar. We're not out of the woods quite yet because we're still balancing up. We're still getting used to things. We're still learning and evolving. First card, let's have a look. The Star. Beautiful and colourful. Very nice image. Feminine. The Star is always about light at the end of the tunnel. Information is coming through. She's got thunder and lightning going on here. So it's not particularly easy. There's a lot of strong emotions. But there's a lot going on with her eyes. Going deep. Going within. She's quite grounded though, which is good. But we have the gold star, which I'll show you just above her head. See that? That's the golden energy coming in. All right, lovely. Middle card, Six of Cups. Now, interestingly, an interesting one to get. Now have a look at this one. This one always reminds me of the original video for The Man That Sold the World. Is that 1970, 71 by David Bowie? Okay. Yeah, because like in that one, obviously you've got like the rooms in the house that look a bit old but interesting, and you've got the pictures on the walls, and a little bit creepy but atmospheric. Yeah, okay, so we have that one. But in this card, the Six of Cups is very much, it's nice. It's a balanced card. It's a beautiful number. There's usually a lot of peaceful thinking going on, philosophies, general nice things. But the card itself, let me see, Six of Cups here. We have people reaching for the stars. We have light, we have dark. We have cups. Lots of stars. Eyes. It's almost like we're being watched. The eye again. We have the eye here. The dragon's eye. Orange. Change. New things are coming in. Old things are moving away. All right. But lovely. And that purple surrounding is very much the colour of creativity and going within. So we're still being taken within. We might be dancing and singing, doing Eurovision or whatever we're doing. But like I say, we're still going within. We still have to connect with that. The whole world is changing. The next card, like I said, Two of Cups. Very similar, like I said, to Tsar in the last reading I did just now with the crystal skulls. The Two of Cups is about balancing things up. It's also about unconditional love, and that is where we're all aiming for. The Two of Pentacles is more just the balancing, but the Two of Cups is like the cups are the emotions and the feelings, and with the Two of Cups it's about being equal, and it's about loving unconditionally and equally. Brotherhood type of thing. So it's like the Aquarian way of looking at things. Brotherhood, friendship, love, loving others unconditionally. There's a lot of energy rising in this card. Lots of lovely colours. Let me show that to you one more time. Okay. So that is where we're heading for. Things are getting quite tough in a way that so many new things are coming in. We don't know what to believe. People have so many different mindsets. I just watch a lot of or look on the social media sites, and there's a lot of negativity and nastiness going on. People have different views on things and like fighting and bullying each other, and you know, it's interesting if you want to have a discussion, but be prepared because you don't know what other people are going to say or do and things. So, you know, I'm not surprised a lot of people stay off because it's not a nice place to be a lot of the time. And that's not really what this is what's supposed to be happening here. We're supposed to be able to go on there and share our beliefs. And if we don't believe in what the other person's saying, that's totally fine. But there's no need, you know, just put up what you want to say. That's good. But don't, be awful to the other person. There is no need for bullying, threatening and hurting people on Facebook or on Twitter or on Quora or wherever. Okay, absolutely no need for it, because that hurts people and it puts them down, and that's not what we are wanting. There's no need for that. We're supposed to be sharing information and learning and growing. If you don't want to believe in something, that's fine, because we're all different. Now let's see, I'm going to do one more card and then we will finish, because that's it for now. Oh, what we got here? All right, the Hanged Man. A very lovely image. We have a man with lots of light brown and gold energy. We have lightning at the top. I mean, the Hanged Man anyway, look at him there, is all to do with like a waiting phase. All right, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of waiting and change going on at the moment. There's also a certain amount of sacrifice. We need to be letting go of some things. How can I say? We cannot achieve great things without letting go of some things that we no longer need. We tend to hold on to things that are, like I say, material things, comforting things, things that keep us feeling safe, you know, like the way we behave towards others, or things that we enjoy doing. Maybe certain things we might have some slight addictions with, or big addictions. But at the end of the day, we cannot go to a higher level, and we cannot evolve to something much better and much happier if we are holding on to these things. It's about letting go. And, you know, that's why a lot of us are struggling so much at the moment. And I'm not saying anyone in particular here. I'm just going with humans across the board. If you've got anything, which is pretty much all of us, that needs healing, it's going to be brought to the surface to be healed. All right? No exceptions. This is what's going to be happening. And you either do the work and work on yourself and heal and move to that level, or you can stay and sort of struggle and suffer a bit more, because it's just not... That's the way it goes. You either evolve, or you stay stuck, or leave. And that's how it tends to work, unfortunately, but that's life, okay? Now, I'm going to be ending there for now. So I hope that my reading and my talking today hasn't been too waffly, and that it's been quite interesting to see. And more than happy, if you want to ask me any questions, you can always email me on midnightangel@live.co.uk. And I also put my usual Facebook pages up underneath this video. Hope it hasn't been too long anyway. I usually try and keep these things to about 10 to 20 minutes, but I've gone over a bit, so that's life. Anyway, happy Eurovision Day, and have a lovely summer. I will be talking again very soon. And like I said, I plan to do another talk shortly on the beings at the centre of the earth. Okay, lovely. All right, bye for now. Bye.